There are over 30 unique characters with different playstyles to choose from in Marvel Rivals, but that's not enough, so I'm making some of my own. Don't get me wrong, I'm not ungrateful or anything. Thank you, devs. There are so many characters, and I'm glad about that. But you look at this list and you compare it to the list of characters that Marvel owns, and you're gonna start to notice a little bit of a difference. I scrolled on this list for 3-ish minutes and I just had to speed it up for you. I don't know how many characters they own. You ask Google how many characters there are and it doesn't really know either. It's gonna tell you that there's 7,000 characters, but nope, there's 50,000. But it turns out there's only about like 8,000. 80,000? What? No, 72,659. And then 101. What? I think everyone's a little bit lost as to how many characters there are, but it's above 30 no matter what. So I think we need a few more characters in Marvel Rivals. Sure, it takes a while to code them. I don't care. Here they are, presented by me, Bertha Big Ball. Because I'm Bertha Big Ball, I thought I would start off strong with my new favorite character. Her name is Big Bertha. She's a supermodel by day, and she has other hobbies by night. Her power is transforming her body weight to any weight that she wants, and she fights enemies with it. There's a bunch of articles and Reddit posts that call her horribly offensive, but I like her name, so I'm gonna keep her in here. It's safe to say that she would be a Vanguard, I think, but I don't want her to be too similar to Hulk, where she's just big and she has two forms. So I think as she kills enemies, she should get progressively bigger, because she eats them maybe, I don't know. I think a lazy person would say that her ult would look something like Jeff's, where she eats all of her enemies, but I think we can do better than that, so I looked up her abilities, and she can throw up like massive amounts of vomit on command. So I think she should be able to projectile vomit, similar to Cloak and Dagger's ult, but that would like slow enemies and offer damage resistance because she's a Vanguard instead. Next up is Doop. Doop stopped communism in the 80s, and he has a difficult relationship with his mom, Mama Doop. He can split off into many different Doops and regenerate himself because of that. He can eat things, and he sends them to Doopland, where apparently there's hundreds of copies of him in there that he can dupe out at will, which is awesome. He's also bilingual, so I don't think that'll be a power, but just good to know. I think his powers, though, would make him a really good strategist. He could like shoot out little Doop pieces at teammates to heal them, and when he dies, he should be able to turn into Doop or Goop, like Adam Warlock, and be able to move around to revive himself. I think that his ult should somehow use that Doop space, but maybe just send out a ton of little Doops from there, like a big squirrel stampede of healing Doops. Third up, and this is probably going to be the first character that you guys are going to recognize here. This guy's name is Ebony Maw. Recognize him from the movies? You know, other than being super ugly, his powers are telekinesis and levitation, which is cool. And it'd be awesome if he used the environment around him as ammo instead of like a weapon. I don't know how that would happen. That's the dev's problem, so good luck with that. As far as his ult goes, though, I think maybe a larger version of using the environment around him would be awesome. But overall, I'm not excited about this guy as much as I am about Doop, but it's okay, let's keep going. I've seen a lot of discourse on the internet about this one. This is Ant-Man and the Wasp. Not those ones, though. These ones. I've seen a lot of people post on TikTok and Reddit about wanting these characters in the game, and they're coming. They're coming eventually. But somebody said that they should be two characters together, and I agree with that. I think it'd be cool. Credit to them, don't know who they are. I think Ant-Man could maybe be big all the time, and Wasp could fly and be small, so instead of changing size, you kind of just swap characters throughout, which is a cool idea, like Hulk, except you don't have to wait and be Bruce Banner forever. I think they'd make a good Vanguard, and Wasp would give them some great mobility. As far as an ult goes, though, a Bug Storm would probably be lazy and uncreative, so I'm thinking of like an Insect Swarm. If you have a better idea, let me know in the comments, please. This next one is awesome. I hadn't even heard of this character until I went through all 70,000 characters on the website, but have you ever played Brawl Stars? You know that character Nita, the girl with the bear? This is Ursa Major. All I saw at first was this picture, so shout out to the artist. I didn't realize that he transforms into the bear. I thought it was like his friend type of deal, so I'm gonna roll with the Nita idea. Sorry to the 5 Ursa Major fans out there. Ursa Major would be a pretty normal guy, but he would be able to summon a bear, so he's not normal at all, really. Maybe his ult would be him being able to control the bear for a little bit of time, like Wolverine, then swap back to his normal alcoholic self after. That'd be awesome. Ursa Major, kind of excited, kind of not. You can keep him out of the game. Next up, and the one probably all of you wanted to see in this video, is Thanos. I don't really want to add him with this one, but I can't make a video about characters that should be added to Marvel Rivals without mentioning him. I'm kind of anti adding Thanos to the game. I think there's a reason he's not in the game yet, and that's because what would he do? His attack would be snap and punch. I think maybe he'd get added a little later to the game once the hype dies down and they just need new players again. But I think you can think of better abilities. So if you can think of better abilities than punching and snapping, please let me know in the comments below. I'll even pin your comment if it's really good. Give me some good abilities down there. I don't know. I'm not too excited for him, but maybe it could be good. Do my job for me. Thank you. All right, back to good ones that I'm excited for. This guy's name is Barnacle. Barnacle... Barnacle isn't all that good, but he can use his body fluids to turn himself into an indestructible shell. And he can spray crust all over the air, which is awesome. He can also encase his enemies in shells. I think he'd be a little too good if he could just stun people in one hit, though. So let's say maybe 2 hits in a row on somebody, he can stun him. He's a duelist, backline duelist. That'd be awesome. I think his ult could maybe be spraying his crust all over his enemies and shelling them. That'd be gross, but it'd be a good addition to the game. I'm waiting for Barnacle to come in. On to one now that everybody should know. This is Valkyrie. Her power is her sword, but I don't want her to be too similar to Magic because that's Magic's thing. So she has a horse and she can ride it. Her ult would summon her Thunderbolt and let her fly around and throw it, which is similar to Hela's, but better because she can actually move around. Valkyrie will probably be added as a duelist at some point. Hear me out on this one. It's gonna happen. Before I get into this next one, I just want to thank all of you who are subscribed to Bertha Big Ball. Last video, I gave a statistic that 100% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. Guess what? Now that number is 99.7. So thank you to the 0.3% of people who subscribed. Love ya. Next up is Lizard from that one Spider-Man movie where he's gross. I think Lizard would be a funny addition to the game because he's all craggly and dry and gross and he likes to lick things. That's why I'd want to play as him. He'd make a good duelist because I don't want him to be a vanguard because he's basically Hulk. He's a scientist turned into evil monster, and instead of punching things, he licks things. So his attacks would be lick and his ult would be mega lick, and you'd have a bunch of fun playing him. Debs, hear me out on this one, waiting for Licking Lizard to come in the game. Now this next one is the first character I thought of when I thought of new characters that I'd want added to Marvel Rivals. I liked the Eternals movie. Don't judge me, I liked it, so I want Sersi to be added. You guys remember her? She touches things and they turn into different things. Dumbed down her powers so much, but I think she'd make a good addition to the game. Because imagine being able to play a duelist who can just kind of move their environment around a little. Similar to what we talked about with the ugly guy, Ebony Maw, but she's a little more fun because she can transmute matter into different things. Imagine you're getting attacked by a Black Panther, but no, you don't want to. Boom, turn him into rock. Imagine you're getting shot by an arrow, boom, turn it into rock. Imagine you're getting Scarlet Witched in the face, boom, turn her into rock. There's just unlimited potential here, and it doesn't even just have to be rock. I'm excited for Sersi. But I'm even more excited for Spider-Ham, Peter Porker himself. I think he'd be an awesome addition to the game because he's a pig, and we only have one animal in the game right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Jeff the Shark is an animal. I want another one. I think it's a cute path to go down. I think people would love to play him. I'd love to make a video about him. Peter Porker, Spider-Ham. I've heard a lot of people talking about how they want more Spider-Man in the game. They want Miles Morales in the game. That'd be awesome. But we already have Spider-Man. We have Penny Parker. There's a lot of spider characters in the game already. The good thing about Spider-Ham is he doesn't do much spider stuff. He does more wet little things on the ground. He's a pig. He's dirty. Mud attacks, licking, sniffing, oinking, stuff like that. You know, he's not a spider. He's just a pig who happens to be friends with a spider. That's why I think he should be added to the game. This next one I thought of before Human Torch was going to be added to the game. I looked on that website again, scrolled through 70,000 characters, met this new guy. His name is Glob Herman. He calls himself the Inhumane Torch because he's made of wax and it's really flammable and he gets lit on fire sometimes, which is awesome because he can use that wax to throw it at his enemies and light them on fire too. Right now, there's not a lot of fire in the game. I think adding more fire to the game would make it lit. Excuse the pun there, but I want Glob Herman in the game. A, he looks cool. B, he gets lit on fire. C, imagine a firestorm as his ult. Boom. Yeah, Human Torch will probably have that, recording this before they're in the game. But we could have two. I would say I'm the most excited for this next character, but I'm not because Doop is in this list too. But I'm second most excited for Aunt May. Now, you've heard of Bruce Banner mains, sure, yeah, they do damage. Aunt May, on the other hand, what is she gonna do? Damage? No, maybe she'll be nice to you and hug you and, I don't know, give you a kiss on the cheek. But you could deal damage with her too, maybe. She would be a fun character to play. I'm not saying she should be a strategist because I think that'd be too on the nose. What, she's gonna bake you a cookie? That's so nice of her. No, let's make her a vanguard. Let's see what she can do, you know? Loved her in the movies. Spoiler, she dies. But who doesn't, right? Aunt May's really not a hero. She probably won't ever make it in the game. Maybe she'll be in a seasonal event. You never know, like that Jeff the Shark event, but for Spider-Man, the man. That'll be awesome. Let's skip this one, actually. You know what? I'm going to a good one with this one. Yondu. I want Yondu in this game ASAP. Put him in right now because I want to play him. That's this arrow guy. You know the arrow guy who goes with the arrow? Imagine doing that in a game. That'd be fun. Yeah. There's already 18, 20 duelists. Whatever. He would be a duelist, obviously. I think it'd be so fun to be able to control an arrow just like him. Yeah, we already have archers in the game. Sure, fine. Hawkeye? Pfft. What? He's not similar to Hawkeye at all. Hawkeye is played by Jeremy Renner. Yondu, I don't know who he's played by, but he's going to be played by me when he's in this game. Yondu's ult would be similar, maybe, to what he did in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, where he just got everyone with that arrow. Can't make it too overpowered, gotta tone it down a little. Maybe he can play as the arrow. Maybe he can just fly around and fly through people. Wouldn't that be fun? Leave a like if you think that'd be fun. Ooh, this next one, I'm even more excited for. I was scrolling through that list of 80,000 characters. Yes, it's 80,000 now. And I found this character named Dr. Voodoo. Those two words don't go together normally, you'd say. But Dr. Voodoo would say the opposite. Dr. Voodoo can summon spirits and animals and such, but I'm going to focus on the spirits. He can summon spirits. He's like a necromancer, which would be awesome. We don't have any necromancers right now in Marvel Rivals, so why wouldn't we add Dr. Voodoo? Some people might say, who's Dr. Voodoo? Why'd we add him? To that, I'm going to say, who's Cloak and Dagger? Why are they in the game? Love playing Cloak and Dagger. That's the only reason I can say it. Dr. Voodoo would be my new favorite character. I think he would be a strategist, but he'd deal a lot of damage, which is good. Strategist isn't a healer. Those two aren't the same thing. Dr. Voodoo's ult would be awesome if he could make like skeleton clones of his teammates and use them in the battle. I think that'd be the best character in the game. On to a new one. This one you're gonna hear and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, what? Why isn't that in the game? Quicksilver. Huh? We have no fast people in Marvel Rivals? How are you supposed to get around the map fast if you can't move fast? Quicksilver's attack could be just normal, just fast punch, right? But his ult, hear me out on this, will be increasing the ping of every other player in the game so that they all freeze. Everyone's like, what? My computer's broken. Not Quicksilver's. Quicksilver has 40 ping, and he could just run around and punch people, whereas everyone else is frozen and their game crashes and they unplug their router and replug it in. Boom, Quicksilver gotcha. Quicksilver is up in my top 5. He's right next to Doop. He's right there, but not really yet. I love Doop. On to the last one, though. This is in the top 5, arguably just as good as Doop. Teefs. You guys remember Teefs, huh? The little walrus that could? He died. Unfortunately, he's a walrus in a walrus wheelchair. Ever seen something like that before? No. Oh, he'd be awesome to play. And I know some people might be saying, why would you want to play as a walrus who's dead? Excuse me? Why wouldn't you? Teef's main attack would be bite, whatever, he does a little bit of damage. I see him as a strategist though, he heals his teammates from the back lines, good for him. But hear me out on his team up ability. Now, we have some good team ups in the game, right? We have Hulk and Iron Man, sure, fine, awesome gamma radiation team up. Teefs and Rocket team up. Wait till you hear this one. Wheelchair blast. Boom. Teefs gets on top of Rocket's blaster and blasts forward into the enemy team, stampeding them with his wheelchair. That's what it would sound like. Teefs turns around, comes right on back, runs them over. Have you ever seen a character like that? No, and that's why Teefs should be added to the game. Obviously, I didn't get through all 80,000 Marvel characters. Yeah, I should have done that in this video, and I apologize for that. But that would be 90 hours, and you don't want to see that. So, these are my top suggestions for new characters that should be added. If you agree with me, let me know. If you think of any that I didn't think of, which you probably are going to think of because there are 80,000 more, let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll make a video on it. Thank you for watching. I'm Bertha Big Ball.